I know, and shout to all the Tupac fans, because I respect the Tupac fans. But for you people who weren't here, and I will get people to let you know, Pac wasn't running through. I know everybody gets a little funny about, oh, you don't say that when he's alive. I hate to tell y'all something. I said that about Pac when he was alive, when I was on the fucking radio. Okay? Y'all don't even understand why Pac got shot that night. And I'm gonna tell that fucking story right now why Pac got shot. You saw it? You saw him chime in? You saw him say he's here? Lil C's. Yeah. Alright. Lil C's, we gonna tell a story today, nigga. And we gonna keep it a G about that shooting with Pac. C's, you with me? I need to know that. I need you to respond on this gram and say we gonna keep it a buck today.
There you go.
C's is back?
He said, what's good?
Okay, C's, we're going to tell a story today, C's. All I need you to do is correct me wherever I'm lying, and when I say it's the truth, you say if it's the truth. Now, what was the name of the studio? Quad Studios. Pac pulls up to the studio. I think he came... He might have came to see Big, right, C's? He knew Big was there. He came to see him. Your man Pac gets to the elevator. Pac gets to the elevator at Quad. C's. We'll see if I'm telling the truth. He gets to the elevator. He gets to the elevator. He bumps into some dudes who he knows who they are.
He said, nah, he didn't come to see Big at all.
Okay. All right, C's. Now C's is with me. He didn't come to see Big at all, but he came to Quad Studio. Correct, C's? He gets to that elevator. He sees some cats that he knows. They try to jukes him. Pac gets nervous and shoots himself shoots himself. He didn't get shot. C's, am I lying?
He was coming for another session with somebody.
He was coming for another session, whatever. C's, when they ran up on him, did he panic, pull the gun out, and shoot himself? C's, yes or no? C's, what happened that night? Did he shoot himself in the hallway?
He resisted.
He reached for his joint and popped himself first by mistake. I told you. I fucking told you. You Pac fans always talking that talk.
What's the lights off? Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob.
Came in there, popped himself in the leg. Popped himself first. That's what happened.
I said pop mistake with question marks.
No, listen. We keeping it a G today. You know why? Because everybody always want to talk, He didn't come there. I forgot that part, C's. He didn't come there to see Big. He knew exactly who robbed him. And yo, C's, we're going to finish this story today, too. C's, we're going to finish this story today, too. He knew who popped him. But he wanted to say it was Big. He kept saying it was Biggie. He kept saying it was Biggie, even though he know who popped him, even though he knew he shot himself in the leg. C's, is that true?
I know that.
Nothing. He had nothing to do with that. Nothing. Zero. He was never part of it. Pac knew who was there when he got to the studio. He knew who approached him. He had to steal on him because he knew he had an issue out there. And when he got there, they was just going to take his jewelry. They didn't even touch him. He panicked, pulled out the steel, shot himself.
Check it out now. Tupac is the greatest hip-hop artist of all time. To me, okay? Now, here's the thing. When Tupac died, however, I was a child. I was a baby, okay? And because of that, most of the information I know about Pac, I didn't experience it happening live or see it happening at the time, so I'm seeing live coverage of it. I have to go back and look at sources that is dated, okay? I also have to look at other people's accounts because we all know Tupac died shortly after, a couple years after, right? So I have to go back and figure out what the fuck really went on. Now, Tupac is a mythical figure in hip-hop, okay? A mythical figure. A lot of people say he's a super goon. He really had everybody shook. He was pretty much the embodiment of hip-hop, and the way how he was moving, he was almost the super gangster. Now, with all that being said, we've heard along the years since his death a lot of rumors about him that would challenge that myth. Okay? A lot of times they seem unfounded, but a lot of things seem unfounded when it comes to Tupac. I mean, there's multiple theories about why he got killed, who killed him, and the circumstances around his death. Shit, people still believe he's alive today. So, I say that before I say this. We've seen two individuals recently speak in depth about Tupac, and one is Wack 100, the game's manager, and the other is Funk Flex. Funk Flex seemingly is bringing some new information to light, because he says the truth about the shooting incident that went down at Quad Studio, I think it happened in 94, is that Tupac, while he was shot in a robbery, he wasn't shot by the niggas who robbed him. He actually shot himself. Now, again, the way I usually approach these things, because I can't be swearing on somewhat of a myth or what I heard from other people, because I said I was a kid when Tupac passed away. So I look at the information, and then other people who could be credible and either denounce it or add on to it, I look what they got to say. Now, is Flex and Wack 100 two relevant or credible people? I don't know. If we look at Flex's history, and by the way, Flex is a legendary New York hip-hop DJ, but he was really rocking with Big. He wasn't really a Tupac guy, right? So he don't really got no incentive to be breaking good news about Pac, right? However, he says Pac shot himself. Now, I go back and look at articles, and all the articles say that Pac was shot 5 times, okay? Shot twice in the head, okay? Hit twice in the groin, and hit once in the hand. Now, I'm conflicted, because if those media reports, and that's what really ran in the New York Times in the immediate aftermath of the goddamn shooting, if that's true, why would Pac shoot himself 5 times? Or did they lie to the police or whoever saying Pac got shot 5 times? But he got brought to the hospital, so it would be clear that he got shot multiple times. So I don't get what exactly Flex is saying. He also brought up Lil C's being able to testify to everything he's saying, and not testify in the court sense, but saying he'll co-sign me. And again, Lil C's did mention something on live, and then he took it back really quickly, okay? If you're wondering what he said on live, he said this, right? He said he resisted, from what I know, and I heard he reached for this joint and pop himself first by mistake. So even Lil C's is speaking from a place that he's getting information from somebody else. Okay? Flex also said on Instagram, the fucking truth, they were never going to shoot him. He was supposed to run the jewels. He panic shot himself, then went on a Biggie campaign. He knew why it was happening. Yes, I dislike him for that. Yes, I feel away because I know the truth. We all know the truth. Big never did nothing to him. Here comes the stands. It makes me sick to hear you stands talk and worship that behavior. The fucking truth hurts. It's the truth. Half the stands in these comments are born after they died and grew up worshiping bullshit stories and myths. Okay? Now, again, we have a news report that doesn't say that he shot himself, okay? Also said he got shot 5 times. I don't know, nobody shoots himself 5 times and intends to survive, okay? So is Flex telling the truth? Is Lil C's telling the truth? Are they both motherfucking in cahoots and they're just trying to tarnish Pac's name? I don't know. However, I'll tell you how I treat this information. I store the information, but I'm not going to use that as fact until I hear a lot more people co-sign it. And to keep it real, man, it's been almost 20, it has been 20 years since Pac died. If we didn't find this out in the last 20 years, I don't want to hear nothing new going forward. I'm sorry to say, it's 20 years ago. So again, I really don't have any opinion on it, right? And this is rare because I can't call Flex a liar. He could be telling the truth. And a lot of times people who become mythological figures, we usually just have stories about them doing superhuman shit. And then the regular stuff or the mistakes they make, we never really focus on. So Flex could be telling the truth. He could be fucking lying. But we will figure it out. What do you guys think, man? Any big Pac fans that watch me, y'all let me know. Listen, there was some reports as well that said it was possible that Pac could have shot himself on one of the bullets. But again, we just don't know. Also, Lil C's did get on Instagram. He says, man, nah, I'm not going to say anything bad about Pac. So, look like he's backing off that statement. It looks like Funk Flex is doubling down. Get in the comment box, guys. Like them, subscribe to Akademiks. I'm out.